pleasant good evening to all persons on this call. My colleagues and I, we want to warmly welcome you to this very special online virtual open day for the Faculty of Social Sciences. I want to especially welcome our prospective students, as well as I'm sure we do have a number of parents on this call. And we really appreciate the fact that you are taking this time out to spend with us over the next 2 hours. That will really give us an opportunity to share with you what social sciences is all about. And so I know that, over the last 2 months, we have been adjusting to what you may hear a lot of people speaking to as the new normal. And we've had to get adjusted to online living, mask wearing, social distancing, physical distancing, and the list goes on. And just for me, I am yet to get used to actually sitting and speaking and watching myself. So we've had to adjust in various ways. And so, these are really unprecedented times. And we've been forced to learn to adapt quickly to changes. We've been forced to be creative, resilient, and to be considerate of our fellow men. And we in the social sciences, our vision is to be socially engaged and solutions oriented. And in this season, when we are living in these unprecedented times, we really do need individuals who can step up to the plate and be creative in terms of tackling some of the issues that we have to face head on. We really need individuals who are prepared to engage with some of the issues that we have to face on a daily basis. And in the social sciences, that is what we're all about. We are all about engaging. We are all about ensuring that whatever we do, that the students that we produce, that these students can go into society and be the real game changers, the ones that can provide solutions to the various issues that we face. And so this evening, my colleagues and I from the 4 departments in the Faculty of Social Sciences, the Department of Management Studies, the Department of Behavioral Sciences, the Department of Economics, and the Department of Political Science. We want to welcome you. We want to take you on a social sciences journey with us this afternoon. You will hear from representatives from each of the departments. You will hear from the lecturers themselves. You will also hear from our students, current students, and you will also hear about the exciting careers available to you in the social sciences. Sit back, relax, enjoy the presentation before you, and of course, at the end of the session, we have dedicated the most time for you to be able to ask us any question that you would want us to address, right? So thank you again for joining us this evening, and we look forward to an engaging evening with you.
Good evening, colleagues, and thank you to the Dean of the Faculty of Social Sciences, Dr. Cola Lewis Cameron, and of course, welcome to all of our participants this evening. Of course, this is the session geared towards the Faculty of Social Sciences. And so, as the Dean mentioned, this evening, we will begin with an overview by Dr. Charlene Roach, Deputy Dean of Marketing and Outreach in the faculty. And we have a packed evening ahead. I see we have a lot of attendees who have started joining us this evening. And so at this point, I am happy to introduce you to Deputy Dean, Dr. Charlene Roach.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Charlene Roach, and I serve as Deputy Dean within the Marketing and Outreach Unit at the Faculty of Social Sciences. So I want to welcome everyone in our virtual audience. I want you to know that at the Faculty of Social Sciences, we have a place for everyone. We like to say that at the Faculty of Social Sciences, we shape minds and we shape lives. Indeed, we believe that at the Faculty of Social Sciences, tomorrow's game changers begin their journey. Let me share a bit about myself when I was about to embark on a life-changing journey at the UWI. And why am I sharing that? Sometimes we tend to forget all that has transpired from the time we started a journey to the time that we would end it. So it's important for me to share with you today how I started my game-changing journey at the UWI and what defining moments occurred during my campus life that literally radically transformed my life in terms of the way that I think, act, feel, perceive, talk, reflect, problem solve, lead, and dream. Yes, vision. Ultimately, how I became a change agent. I also want to share in terms of the journey that my faculty colleagues and I share in common. We are very real people. I want you to know that, our virtual audience, especially our prospective applicants. We are very real people with interesting life stories, diverse backgrounds, having different starting points, possessing a range of varying skill sets, competencies, knowledge, abilities, and yet we all have in common a legacy of building and impacting our societies locally, regionally, and internationally. And most of all, we care about our students. We are rooted in a regional institution and making global impacts. So let me share with you a little flashback of what happened to me when I was about to apply. And many of you might be feeling that way right now. I was excited, yet I was nervous. And I had big questions just flooding my mind. Whether I would be admitted, whether I would make the right decision, what campus life would be like for me. Will I make friends? Will I succeed? What career I will have? What should I do after the first degree? Will I like my lecturers? What the classroom experience will be like? Would I fit in? No, I didn't get all these answers, all these questions answered, but I still applied and I got accepted. I want to share with you some of the transformations that I had. So I'm going to just talk about the conversations that I had with faculty inside and outside of the classroom that transformed my life. We had professors and lecturers who challenged us to be critical thinkers and problem solvers, to think on different levels. And I know that's kind of hard. At first it was for me. And there were others who would tell us our ideas made a difference. Imagine that. Your ideas make a difference. Yes, our ideas make a difference. They wanted us to be intellectually curious. They wanted us to ask and question things, challenge the status quo. Yes, don't always accept the norm. Ask, explore, probe. And there's nothing called a stupid question. Let me talk a bit about the faculty mentors that we had as well on this journey. I had faculty mentors at all levels, and they all cared about us. And they were interested in our development, personally, professionally, socially, everything about us they were interested in. I had professors who would dare ask me, and I was a bit intimidated the first time one asked me, Ms. Roach, what do you want to do with your life? Where do you see yourself in the next 5 years? Would you like to experience a study abroad? There were professors who supported us in terms of applications for in-service learning, summer jobs, special projects, and even when we got to that stage of applying for scholarships. And I remember one particular lecturer who had a very profound impact on my life. Her name is Dr. Susan Craig. She taught sociology. So Dr. Craig challenged students like me because I thought I was just average. And she said, no, I want you all to refuse mediocrity, to aim for excellence, and be the best that you can be, and make this UE experience a life-changing journey. Yes, a game changer. We have other professors who are going to correct your writing and painstakingly give you rich feedback. And I took that seriously. And we were able to make improvements, and they set the bar high, but they supported us so that we could meet those gold standards that they had in mind for us. Let me share a bit about your classroom experiences in terms of interacting with your peers. You're going to be leading presentations. You're going to be analyzing questions with your small groups. You're going to be working in teams, all different kinds of projects. You'll be leading your peers. You'll be harmonizing ideas. You'll be debating and developing effective communication skills. You become active learners, and you'll be empowered to speak up in classes, yes, and to influence others and articulate your ideas, conducting research projects, and all of this is very exciting, and it's going to be fun too while you're learning. Now, you're going to have challenging assignments, and you're going to have challenging teamwork. So you're going to develop team skills, develop good research skills. You're going to learn how to analyze and critique, think about new ways of doing things. You're going to learn about academic writing and using technology to enhance your learning in the classroom. So what I've just shared with you is that the UE experience at the Faculty of Social Sciences will prepare you to be tomorrow's game changer as a distinctive UE graduate for the 21st century with a frame of reference that's regionally grounded. And it reflects all the attributes I highlighted during my campus journey. We also expect you to develop 21st century future professional skills, such as being confident, a concerned citizen, a self-directed learner, and active professionals who are game changers. I'm going to provide just a few snapshots on careers that you may pursue after graduating from FSS. And I'll just share from 2 departments and allow my other colleagues to expand on other careers. So from the political science department, you can be technocrats in public management. You will have employment in non-governmental organizations and international organizations, foreign policy positions, researchers, policy analysts, political analysts, public managers and teachers. In the Department of Management, you can explore careers as financial analysts, marketing managers, hotel managers, facility operation managers, bank officers, insurance agents, sport event planners, management consultants, customer services representatives, HR recruiters. So as I close, I just want to encourage you to consider beginning your game-changing journey right here at FSS. Just like me and others, if you make this life-changing decision to join our faculty. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Roach, for that really personal presentation. And I'm sure that a lot of our participants who are joining us this evening really benefited from hearing your perspective and giving your personal insights on your journey. And so as we get into this evening's program, I want to show all of you joining us this evening that we are committed to your academic journey and ensuring that you have a rich university experience. We know that many of you have questions, especially in the current environment surrounding COVID-19. And so to that end, we wanted to just clear the air on a couple of things. Firstly, we are planning for September start, but we anticipate that teaching will be done as a hybrid. So it will be a mixture of in-person and online instruction. And so the integration of on-campus teaching and online delivery will vary from one course to the next, but the exact mode of delivery will be confirmed closer to the start of the new semester. Additionally, I know that we have persons from across the region and further abroad joining us this evening, and at a time when our borders in Trinidad remain closed. And what we want to say is that this campus, like the rest of the country, we continue to be guided by the local authorities. And so while we're hopeful, we encourage you to continue to monitor and to stay in touch, and we will stay in touch with you and let you know how this scenario progresses. And additionally, we know also that many of you would be concerned about what life on campus is going to be like. And so we are still planning for an enriching academic year and innovating for all types of events and activities. What you can be assured of is that all on-campus activities will be conducted in keeping with the established protocols for public spaces, so things like physical distancing as well as wearing masks, But once again, we continue to be guided by the best advice of local health officials and adhere to those regulations to protect your health and wellness. So as we get into this evening, we have alumna Miss Sharon Francis Gaines. And I want to say a fellow alumna, as I'm also a proud graduate of this faculty, having completed the Master of Science in Strategic Leadership and Management just last year. And so my fellow alumna is here to share her journey through education and career choices that were built on a solid foundation of learning in social sciences. So Ms. Francis Gaines, hello and welcome.
Thank you and welcome participants. When I got into the University of the West Indies, I was excited, but I also, like everyone else, I had a lot of questions too. Questions like, how am I paid my school fees? How do I choose my subjects? How many courses will I need to do? What is this thing they call electives? It sounds familiar. Maybe you have some questions as well this afternoon, participants. My entry into the UWI was non-traditional. My parents didn't have the finances, so I had to work after secondary school. My vision was to become a professional social worker and work with children and families. I applied and I got accepted. But remember, I had no finances and I lived in Princestown. Would you believe it? That year, the dollar for dollar grant came out and my fees, accommodation, tuition, everything was paid. To survive on the campus, the Faculty of Social Sciences became my family. Yes, I remember people like Rosa. I got involved in study groups. Pay attention to study groups. They are very important and it takes you through your journey. And everything else on the campus had to offer, I became involved. I built social networks and expanded my knowledge beyond the Department of Social Work. So apart from social work, I did summer courses in management information systems, project management, and business law because I felt it was important to the development of my career. The practicum experience solidified my skills. And when I began my first job as a social worker, I was very eager to do direct practice, counseling with individuals and families. However, after 5 months, my director was able to identify leadership traits. Guess where I learned it from? All the extra courses across the campus, and made a decision. He made a decision to make me manager. I became the manager, and guess what? Instead of counseling individuals, I was now providing training to staff, developing policies, projects, presentations for huge companies, both national and international. Persons began headhunting me because of my skills were complementary to the market. My experience in the Faculty of Social Sciences was a catalyst for change, not only personal transformation, but community, organizational, and societal. My projects impacted families and socially displaced adolescent males. They are now today civil engineers, doctors, prison officers, musicians, and Coast Guards, and some of them were even past students of the Faculty of Social Sciences. It is said today that we are walking a new normal as a result of the global pandemic. This requires us to think differently, participants, in the way in which we approach everyday problems. And this will require innovation, collaboration, and game-changing strategies. So if you have any questions today about your future like I had, I guarantee you that the Faculty of Social Sciences, my family, will be able to assist you in your journey of becoming a game changer. I am Sharon Francis Gaines, past students from the Faculty of Social Services, and I am a game changer. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Sharon, for speaking with such passion. And I think that what our participants would want to get out of a session like this is really hearing that first-hand experience, hearing what it is like from your unique perspective, hearing all of the challenges, and hearing the ways really that the faculty and your courses of study have really been able to propel you in the positive direction professionally. And so, that's definitely one of the biggest benefits coming out of education programs within this faculty. And so participants, as I mentioned earlier, we have a packed session this evening. And so now I'm going to transition into the heart of what I'm sure most of you came to hear about, which is the programs. You want to know what the faculty offers and how you can qualify. And so the faculty, as the dean would have mentioned, consists of 4 vibrant departments. And so our next set of presenters will give brief overviews about their programs in their respective departments. And we'll also hear about the faculty's flagship program out of the dean's office. And so after each representative presents, we will also view short clips from students from the respective departments. So we will begin with Dr. Mukesh Basdio, who will tell us about the Department of Political Science. Dr. Basdio, over to you.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. Good evening, everyone. I'm going to welcome you to this online session. I'm here to discuss the programs offered out of the Department of Political Sciences. It is one of the the newest department that was created 6 years ago. It came out of the Department of Behavioral Sciences, and what we offer at the Department of Political Sciences is that courses at the undergraduate level, and the degree level, and also at the postgraduate level. So I would like to start out with the Certificate in Public Administration. The Certificate in Public Administration had its origin as a request going back more than 2 decades ago via the Civil Service Commission and the Director of Public Administration, in whereby they were looking at this as the university to put forward a program that would have allowed for persons to get promotion from the clerical staff towards the administrative staff in the public service. But since its introduction more than 2 decades ago, the Certificate in Public Administration has become to be used as a stepping stone or matriculation for persons entering into our degree program. So let me explain it very simply, in that entry level into the Certificate in Public Administration requires persons to have 5 O-levels, inclusive maths and English. So it means that persons viewing this evening's session who are in possession of CSEC, maths and English together with 3 other courses, have the opportunity to enroll in the Certificate in Public Administration, which provides you the stepping stone into a degree program in the Faculty of Social Sciences. Now, the Certificate in Public Administration have 2 benefits. One, it can be used as matriculation into our degree programs, but also it allows for persons to actually gain, let's say, employment in the public sector, because the basic requirement for promotion in the public sector, it is used in the public sector. So persons may have an opportunity to enroll in our certificate program at the undergraduate level, as a 1-year full-time, and also as a part-time, which people are working can adopt it in a, let's say, over a period of two academic years. So it's a possibility, and it is GATE approved. So persons who have CSEC and wish or question whether they should go and do CAPE or any other certificate program outside of the university or the open campus, here you have an opportunity to engage in the what we call the bridging program that would allow applicants to get into our degree programs. It allows the persons to have this experience of courses, not only from the Department of Political Science, but also courses from across the Faculty of Social Sciences. So students can experience doing courses in the Department of Economics, Management, and Behavioral Sciences. Now, the Department of Political Science offers 3 undergraduate degrees. I would consider the flagship program the BSc in Political Science. We also have a more recently reformed BSc in Public Sector Management and Law for Social Sciences. And the final one is the program in International Relations, which is at a special level. Now, there's a difference we could discuss it at the question time, the difference between a major and a special. But these programs that are offered by the Department of Political Science clearly recognize that persons can apply. There's no special, and what I could say, speaking as also the chair of the Faculty of Social Science Entrance Committee, is that entry level into the program in political science does not need, let's say, a specialized qualification. Like in the case you are applying for, let's say, medicine, or you're applying to engineering, or the Faculty of Science and Technology may require you must have passes in certain science subject. The Faculty of Social Sciences, and I speak from this standpoint, requires persons to have 2 CAPE subjects, together the requisite lower level qualification of English, math, and 3 other CXC subjects. So that would allow students to get into my department, the Department of Political Science, and also access into the other departments in the Faculty of Social Sciences. The degree in political science will offer an opportunity to have a broad knowledge of not only the operations of, let's say, the state institutions, but from a theoretical and underpinning to understand how society actually operates from a political dimension. The degree in public sector management with law for social sciences was developed and reformed, let's say, a year ago. So students have an opportunity to have a mixture of not only courses that relates to the field of public management, but also have an understanding of, let's say, public law. So then there's a number of law courses that are included that would allow and equip students to have this understanding of the legal system, because the public service primarily operates on a legal basis. Much of the rules and regulations governing the public sector is driven by some rules or regulation or act of parliament. So the legal aspect was seen as necessary to provide that foundation for persons wishing to actually pursue careers, let's say as a technocrat, or even as a consultant, or even work in some way as a person contract employment in a public sector environment. We also have the degree in international relations. Now, this program emerged more than 6 or 7 years ago, I could remember that. But it is a very rich program. It was basically bridged what was offered at the Mona campus. So what the St. Augustine campus offers may be similar to what the Mona campus degree in international relations is all about. And the program itself is designed to offer students not only theoretical underpinnings and foundation relating to international relations, but some of the practical application of understanding international relations from, let's say, a Caribbean setting, from an international perspective, studying issues like religion and world politics, international political economy, or going to a more specialized areas looking at the Caribbean single market and economy. So in this context, students will be grounded in the basis of in political science in three broad sense, both from a theoretical and a practical level. And if I may just move forward or gradually move into our postgraduate program, from our degree at the undergraduate program, students wishing can move into the postgrad programs, and where we have the MSc in government. The MSc in government is basically will be the driving force for students if they wish to pursue to go into the MPhil in government and the possibility of moving further on to the PhD in government. So everything is set that where the aspirant wishing to move forward can move from the degree in political science to the PhD in government. The Department of Political Science also offers what we call more practical MSc programs. Of late, we have, that's in the last year, we have introduced a postgraduate diploma in public sector management to also assist with what we call our MSc in public sector management. Now, these two programs are designed as requests coming out of the public sector to provide this level of training and knowledge. So it also carries a theoretical foundation, but also builds on the practical aspect. We have qualified, we have proficient lecturers can deliver up-to-date material relating to public management, public affairs. And also, we'd like to say that persons pursuing the MSc in public sector management has the opportunity to further move into the field of, let's say, pursuing a PhD in research areas related to public management and public affairs. So the opportunity is there for persons who look to say that if the undergraduate level is not sufficient, well, then you have the opportunity to move forward in the postgraduate program and the opportunity to pursue all the way up to the PhD program. The Department of Political Sciences has within the qualified staff and the academics to provide that mentoring, to provide that supervisory opportunities for students wishing to move forward in the postgraduate area. The department may be somewhat small, but the complement of academic staff are qualified and sufficient to deliver these programs out of the Department of Political Sciences. And I'm hopeful that the applicants can think about pursuing a program in the Department of Political Science. And hopefully I'll see one of you all in one of my classes come in the start of the first semester, 2020-2021. And I wish you all the best. And I'm open for the question and answers as we engage later on in the program. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Sapra, and I am a graduate of the University of the West Indies with a major in political science and a minor in international relations. One of my proudest moments as a student was walking across that stage and collecting my certificate with first-class honors. I'd never imagined that that would be me, because entering university, I was very skeptical. I did not know if I would fit in, especially as a visually impaired student. But to my surprise, the university met my expectations and more. The staff was amazing. My lecturers were always encouraging, supportive, and willing to help in any way they can. Even though I was a rare case in that they did not have much visually impaired persons to deal with, they stepped up and proved that life at university could be amazing for differently able students as well. Around campus, everyone was always willing to help. They were always friendly and made me feel as though I was part of something great. So I'd like to encourage anyone out there who is thinking of joining the university to please do so, even if you are differently able, because they really make it feel like home.
Thank you so much to Dr. Bazio and also to our student for sharing. And you know what we really want our participants, who I will refer to you guys as our prospective students. You know what I want you to understand is that at the UWI St. Augustine campus, there really is a place for everyone. And we have the support systems and the services necessary to be able to, you know, meet you where you are and to guide you along your academic journey. So thank you for that. And up next, I welcome Dr. Christine Descartes to share more about the Department of Behavioral Sciences. Dr. Descartes, good evening.
Good evening. All right, good evening, everyone. Good evening, viewers. Good evening, our prospective students. And I just want to start off by saying that as the future generation, it is your responsibility to be the change you want to see in the world. And that change starts here. So just to give you an idea of what our Department of Behavioral Sciences offer, the department has 5 units: criminology, mediation, psychology, social work, sociology. And one of the things I can tell you is our department is multidisciplinary. And that means if you're doing a major, maybe in psychology, you could also do a minor or 2 minors in sociology and criminology. So this is where it all begins. If you have applied for criminology and become successful. So when you think of criminology, criminology is the scientific study of crime, including its causes, responses by law enforcement, and methods of prevention. You can think of criminology where it examines crime as a social phenomenon and thus as a social problem, while criminal justice, which is also part of the criminology and criminal justice program, focuses on social systems for detecting crime and prosecuting and punishing offenders. So at the UWI, within the Department of Behavioral Sciences, criminology and criminal justice, these 2 fields are complementary. So to give you an idea of what our programs are within the criminology unit, at the undergraduate level, we have the BSc major in criminology and criminal justice. We also offer a minor. So as I said, if you want to do a major, and you'll hear more about a major versus a minor, you can also take a minor if you're doing a major in maybe psychology or sociology. At the postgraduate level, we have the Master of Science in Criminology and Criminal Justice. We also have the MPhil and PhD programs. So as the former speaker, Dr. Bazio, did mention, it takes you right through. At UWI, you can go from the bachelor's to the master's and to the PhD. So what can I do with a criminology degree? How can I make that difference? The criminology and criminal justice prepares you in terms of job opportunities, probably work in criminal justice system infrastructure, Ministry of Education, the police service, the prison service. You can also, there are also job opportunities in governmental agencies that deal primarily with crime, violence, delinquency, other related issues, policy analysts, juvenile case workers, probation officers, guidance counselors. When you think of criminology, there are also opportunities for you within the non-governmental agencies involving crime and security, such as Vision and Mission, and that's just to name a few. Academic institutions, when you think of many of our own colleagues, they have gone all the way up, and whether they became research assistant, teaching assistants, and today they are lecturing. So these are some of the opportunities for you within the criminology unit in terms of the programs that we offer. When we look at the psychology program, psychology, as you see it, is a broad discipline which seeks to understand human behavior. You try to understand why people behave the way they do, they think, they feel, they act in ways that they do. And many people don't really understand the broad discipline whereby there are many different approaches to psychology, from examining maybe the role of biology in behavior to looking at how the environment impacts us. Some psychologists are interested mainly in research, like myself, and I call myself the fruit of UWI, having gone through the BSc program, the MPhil program, and the PhD program. So while we have those involved in research and teaching, we also have those who are interested in helping others to improve their daily lives. So those who branch off into clinical and counseling psychology and become clinicians. So just to share with you, what are some of the changes that you can make as someone who have a degree in psychology? You can become a research analyst, research assistant. One of the things our program in psychology really is get towards setting you or giving you or building that foundation in theory and research. So at the end of the program, you could become a research assistant. There are opportunities for you in school guidance counselors, human resources, teaching psychology at both the secondary and tertiary levels, human relations as employment assistance program officers, and not forgetting, if you do a degree in psychology, you always have the option of pursuing a master's in applied psychology as we offer. You also have that opportunity of doing a PhD or MPhil program. But just to tell you, and just to go back a little bit in terms of the psychology program, as I mentioned, yes, there is the BSc in psychology, but we also have the special, and we offer a minor in psychology. So just to go back a bit on our programs in psychology. So we're moving ahead and we're journeying to another unit within the department. And I'll speak with you on the social work unit. And what is social work? Social work is a practice-based profession and an academic discipline that promotes social change and development, social cohesion, and empowerment and liberation of people. So principles of social justice, human rights, collective responsibility, and respect for diversities are central to social work, underpinned by those theories of social work, social sciences, humanities, and social work engages people and structures to address life challenges and enhance well-being. So the social work unit offers at the undergraduate level a BSc special in social work. At the postgraduate level, we have a Master of Social Work, the MPhil and PhD programs in social work. So how social workers can make their change? Through the direct practice in the field of within the public sector, social workers can be employed as medical social workers, psychiatric social workers, police social workers, child protection social workers. Within the private sector, many social workers have gone into residential social workers in community residences, children homes. Within the industry, at the postgraduate level, social workers can actually function as employee assistant, program managers or counselors, as well as organizational development practitioners. Some social workers enter private practice and they become counselors or even consultants. And we can also think of the field in terms of the macro practice of it, social work administrators and managers. There are community services, organizations, social development, policy and planning. Some of them some social workers are placed there, management of NGOs, advocacy, and social justice for vulnerable populations. So as we go through the department, I want to introduce you now to the sociology unit. And within sociology, what really it is, and sociology is actually one of our oldest disciplines within the Department of Behavioral Sciences. And the discipline is as old as when Comte first coined the term in the 16th century. And it is as relevant today as it is centuries ago. Sociology, that study of human social relationships and institutions. And one of the things you will see with sociology, that subject matter is very diverse, ranging from crime to religion, from the family to the state, from divisions of race, social class, shared beliefs of common culture, and from social stability to radical change in whole societies. I know that I'm saying a lot of things and it's interesting. So what are the programs do we offer? At the undergraduate level, we have the BSc major in sociology. We also have a minor. We offer a minor in sociology, a minor in anthropology. So as I said, you can always marry well with a program, maybe criminology, and do a minor in anthropology, and you'll hear more about it as we proceed with today's proceedings. Yeah. So at the postgraduate level, we have the MSc in sociology, the MSc in child and youth studies, and this Master of Science is one of the most recent ones within our Department of Behavioral Sciences. In addition to that, we also offer the MPhil and PhD programs in sociology. So how can I make my change with a sociology degree? Public service. Many persons who have done a sociology degree have become research analysts, research assistants, data analysts. Many of them have gone into teaching sociology and social studies at the secondary and tertiary levels. Many persons are employed within the Ministry of Social Development, Community Development, working with various NGOs, journalism and investigating reporting, as well as working in policy development, social development in many rural areas. So our final unit, which is the mediation unit, which really gives you, it's primarily a postgraduate, the mediation unit offers programs at the postgraduate level. And mediation really is a voluntary process where parties in conflict come before a neutral third party to try to have a conflict resolved. And many of our lawyers have found this program quite interesting. And many of the lawyers have done this program, whether they have completed the postgraduate diploma or the MSc in mediation studies. So the programs within mediation units, a postgraduate diploma in mediation, which takes 1 year, and the Master of Science in Mediation Studies. Now, with mediation, we have mediators in many organizations, mediators at the family court, community mediators, mediators to assist in schools, industrial relations, mediators within the Ministry of Legal Affairs and Labor, and also, very importantly, mediators always provide support for any social service. So this takes me to the end of my talk with you, but I just want to share with you that we are the Department of Behavioral Sciences, and by extension, the Faculty of Social Sciences. We really look forward to be part of your journey at UWI. Thank you.
Hello, my name is Chelsea Sinanan, and I'm currently pursuing.
Thank you, Dr. Descartes. And as we wait for the video from our student to load, that should come up for our participants just in a minute.
Hello, my name is Chelsea Sinanan, and I'm currently pursuing the MSc in Sociology at the St. Augustine campus of the University of the West Indies. I've thoroughly enjoyed my program since day one, mainly due to the incredible diversity in disciplines that I've been exposed to, things that I had not previously encountered in my bachelor's, I've been thrust into for my master's. So to see all these different disciplines interact has been so exciting, to say the least. The advice from my lecturers has been an absolute game changer in this entire process. They have equipped me with insight that has been pivotal in shaping my worldview, and I've had the most amazing resources like the West Indiana section at my disposal. I truly think with the culmination of these factors, the university prepares its students with an apt foundation to become an agent of change in tomorrow's world.
Thank you. And of course, what we've tried to do, participants, is to really get not just an opportunity for you to hear from our faculty, but it was really important for us to infuse the student voice, because we want you to be able to see yourselves in some of these student experiences. And some of you may have noticed that Dr. Descartes is from St. Lucia. And so what you can be assured of as well is that your UE experience is a true representation of an innovative, internationally competitive and contemporary university deeply rooted in the Caribbean. And I'm seeing a lot of activity happening in the chat, so I encourage you to continue to share your questions. Next up, we have Dr. Bani Pacheco, who's going to tell us about the Department of Management Studies. Dr. Pacheco, good evening.
Good evening and welcome to all to our session this evening. And I'm going to take a slightly different approach. I'm going to start by actually talking about the philosophy in the Department of Management Studies, which is actually shaping minds and transforming lives. And the fact that you're here in this session this evening means that you're already taking that first step, that you're interested in improving your standing and you're interested in thinking about that next step towards an academic and a career. And one of the things that I really want to highlight is the fact that we meet students where they are. We meet applicants where they are. So no matter your background, you don't have to have a business background. You don't have to be doing business subjects at CAPE. And we open our doors and we have a welcoming environment to students of very diverse backgrounds. And what we try to do is provide a transformative experience. We are really interested in providing holistic education. So not only exposing you to all facets of business like marketing, human resources, tourism, sport, we also are interested in inculcating the right mindset, the right attitude, so that our graduates are confident in pursuing their career goals, no matter what goals that might be. We are also very much open to encouraging students to contribute to society in a wider way, beyond the academic studies at the University of the West Indies. So we offer a wide range of degree options, 9 undergraduate options, 4 Master of Science degree options. We even have a PhD. But beyond those different options, we also encourage you to take part in the various activities that the campus has to offer. We have a management students union, which is a club geared towards management students getting together, managing their own affairs, and engaging in a number of activities. We also encourage students to engage with all of the other clubs that are on the campus, over 100 of them, so that you have a very holistic experience while you're at the campus. In the department, our focus is really on excellence in teaching, research, public service, so that we are able to provide an experience and a set of skills and tools so that once you leave the Department of Management Studies as a graduate, you are able to embark on whatever career you choose in life. Whether it's in business, whether it's in the private sector, the public sector, whether you choose to go abroad, whether you choose to start your own business. One of the most exciting developments in the department in the last few years has actually been the establishment of an entrepreneurship unit. What that does is it provides advice, support, feedback to persons, students, while they're on campus who want to start their own business. And I should mention that it's free. So any student in the Department of Management Studies, or actually on the campus as a whole, who wants to have a small startup, who wants to perhaps develop an app, who wants to develop a new product or an exciting service, you can get advice and support right there in the Department of Management Studies from a number of skilled persons who have had a lot of experience in that particular area. So some of the questions that you might be asking, and I'm going to just jump ahead and sort of try to guess what might be going through your minds. You might be asking, well, what sort of person do you want in the Department of Management Studies? What are you looking for? And is this the place for me? Is it a good fit? So I'll tell you that we want persons who are applying to the Department of Management Studies who are open-minded, intellectually curious, collegial, because teamwork is a huge part of your experience at the campus, who are passionate about learning, but most importantly, students who are willing to invest in themselves. This university experience is perhaps your greatest investment at this stage in life. And the Department of Management Studies is an environment that inculcates the right attitudes, skills, and passions so that you can further yourself and you can improve your standing in life. So how long would you probably be with us if you join the Department of Management Studies? So the typical degree program lasts 3 years, but if you decide you want to continue your studies, you can go on to the master's program, which is another 2 years. And then if you are interested in becoming an academic or you would like to pursue a career in research, you can even join the PhD program and spend a number of years there with us as well. So you can take your entire academic career and experience within the Department of Management Studies, all the way from the bachelor's to the PhD level. So what are your options after you graduate? The department is actually able to provide you with a skill set that makes you very much attractive to the job market. You are very flexible because you have been exposed while in the department to all the different areas of business. So you can become, for instance, a brand manager. You can jump into the accounting arena and become an accountant. And if you look at the department's website, you'll see the listing of programs ranging from tourism, sport, marketing, HRM, finance, banking, insurance and risk. All of these are available at the undergraduate and the graduate level. So is it possible as a student in the department to take courses outside of the department if you want a wider exposure? And the answer is yes. So as a student within the department, you are free at any point in time to actually take courses with permission, of course, in other faculties, other departments within the faculty, so that you get the widest possible exposure, so that it suits your interests. And academic advising is a core part of what we do in the department. We try as best as possible to ensure that our students get the best advice to plan their path through the university system. At every semester, we provide support in choosing topics, subjects, in terms of crafting the degree experience that best suits you. So as I said, we try to meet you where you are and make the best decisions together so that you have no regrets having chosen a degree in the Department of Management Studies. So what exactly is it that you are going to get out of this experience if you choose to join the department? The biggest thing that you will get out of that experience within the department is not only the skills and the knowledge from having taken courses, but the self-confidence to achieve your career goals. Within the department, one of the biggest achievements I think that we are proud to signal that we've made is that we have been able to instill in our students that drive and that passion for excellence, which is really what underpins everything that we do within the department. So if you want details on the programs, they are very well laid out, documented on the website. Most people are able to browse at their leisure. You just go to do a Google search, Management Studies Department, UWI St. Augustine, and you'll see all that information laid out. So I'm not going to spend as much time talking about that. What I'm going to talk about as well is also what is it that we ask that you bring to the department. We ask that you bring your enthusiasm. We ask that you bring your lived experience. We ask that you bring your passion for life, your passion for learning. We ask that you engage with each other as students. We ask that you engage with your lecturers. We have an open door policy, both at the administrative staff and at the lecturer level. So it's not very difficult to make contact with your lecturers, to just knock on a door, have a chat, meet people in the corridors, have a conversation, get advice. And at any point in time that you feel that you would like to get advice and so on, we have that policy in place where we encourage you, approach us, engage with us. ensure that you don't get lost in the weeds. Make sure that you are able to make the best experience possible out of your time at the department. And we are here for you to encourage that type of interaction. So I would like to encourage you, take a serious look at the department, look at the diversity of programs that we have to offer, think about the careers that you would like to have after you graduate, but more importantly, think of the investment that you would like to make in yourself at this point in your life. Think about what is it that would make the best possible use of your time and energy in order to improve your standing in life. And I think the answer would be the Department of Management Studies. So I thank you and I look forward to your questions. Thank you very much.
Hi, my name is Ryan Nash and I'm a final year student at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine campus. I'm currently pursuing my undergraduate degree in leadership and management, and boy, what a journey it's been. UWI has equipped me not just with all these gray hairs, but also with the tools that I need to be a game changer of tomorrow. One of the things that I'm most grateful for in my experience at UWI was the ability to have good relations with my lecturers. Lecturers like Dr. Balwant, Dr. Bharat, and so many others. I was able to learn from their knowledge, from their experience, from their wisdom, and apply those things to my life. So today I just want to encourage you, take advantage of the opportunities that you have today. And we look forward to seeing you at the campus. Take care.
Hi everyone, I am Rena Riley, Master's student in the Master of Science Public Sector Management program. As emerging leaders, we are indeed tomorrow's game changers. And as we navigate a changing environment, we must understand how to manage change strategically and systematically, especially in the public sector. My experience in this program thus far has been a rewarding and fulfilling one. I've done courses such as Enhancing Leadership and Team Effectiveness, and the lecturer did an awesome job in terms of making the course very fun and exciting. I've learned the art of feedback, I've done keynote presentations, we've been able to solve real world problems, and all of this really bolster and develop and harness your leadership skills and really helps you to become a strategic thinker and a change leader in any environment. So join us.
So thanks again to Dr. Pacheco and to our students, Ryan and Rena, for sharing. And participants, what Dr. Pacheco shared is really the all-encompassing nature of not just his department, but the faculty. And the fact that, you know, the approach to guiding you through your academic pursuits is really individual. And the focus is equipping you with not only skills, but as he mentioned, the self-confidence to propel you through your game-changing career. So up next, we have Dr. Regan Dionanan from the Department of Economics. Good evening.
Good evening, everybody. I bring you greetings from my colleagues in the Department of Economics. It's a pleasure to be here with you. I remember when I was a student many years ago that these forums were not available, but I, like you all, would have had lots of questions. So it's a pleasure to be here, and I bring greetings from the department. I take pleasure in being able to walk you through some of the material that you can find on our website. But I take pleasure in being able to walk you through some insights that you can't really get from the booklets and just reading about the department on the website. So let me start by telling you a bit of what you can do if you were to come into the Department of Economics, what types of programs you can pursue. So at the undergraduate level, we have the traditional economics degree, the economics major. For students who want to focus in a little bit more on special economics courses, we do have a special economics degree as well. If you don't want to come in terms of a major, we recognize that economics is a way of life, and that we say that everybody should have a ground in economics. So we do have a minor, regardless of what you do choose to major in. We have a minor in economics, and we also have a special minor in environmental economics as well. So those are at the undergraduate level. At the postgraduate level, we have the master's degrees, we have the traditional master's degree, which is the MSc in economics, as well as a new program for the last few years, which is a master's in financial economics. So those are the MSc level. For students who want to go even beyond that, we have the MPhil program that leads and feeds into the PhD. So we take you all the way from undergraduate. We have different options. We take you from there straight to the PhD level, depending on what you envision your journey to be with us. Why economics? Why economics at the University of the West Indies? And this is a question that is something that bears on what I do and what my colleagues around across the world. Certainly, it's an important field. But what's special about UV economics? And what's special about UV economics is that economies work differently. What we do here at the University of the West Indies What we do here at the University of the West Indies is that we have a special focus on our local economies. And when I say our local economies, yes, certainly the Trinidad and Tobago economy, but even greater than that, more than that, and as an application, we study small and developing states, which represents pretty much this entire region. Now, I say that's special because economies work differently, and you study economics you can study at different universities, but they may focus on different things. And while there is the general idea of what economics is, the application and how you understand and you understand the nuances where you apply it, that's going to be different. So we have a special focus in understanding the economies that we live in, and that's something that is a research focus, a special focus that we have. What is economics about? What is available within the department? I mentioned different types of degrees that you can pursue, but that's just at the surface. Economics is about scarcity, about understanding the nature of scarcity, and how best to manage that. That's not something that's specific to any one area. There are many applications for understanding how to manage resources carefully. And as such, in the Department of Economics, there isn't really this idea of what is exactly an economist. There isn't one type of economist. Yes, there's an economist, but there are economists who are specialties, just very much like how you have a medical doctor that might focus on different specialties. It's the same thing in economics. You have different types of specialties. So for instance, within our department, you can specialize, you can focus in on monetary economics, for instance. You can focus in on developmental economics, you can focus in on trade, on applied economics, on health, on financial economics, on environmental economics, on regulatory economics. So there is, while it's commonplace to say, I want to become an economist among economics students, but there are in fact many different types of fields within economics and many different types of economists. And I say that because that also is very closely related to this idea of what can you do with a degree in economics. Many people, most of our students, I teach undergraduate students even at the first year. And when I ask my students, what do you want to become? They say, sir, I'm not sure, but I think I want to go into central banking. I want to become a central banker. And I say, why? And they say, because, well, isn't that what an economist does? That's where you can go. And I say, no, and you're going to learn a lot more about that as you go through the department. And so the traditional thought is that economists exist and they surround the central bank. However, that is just one of the career paths that's available, and that's simply because there are many different fields of economics. So many of our students in the past, yes, they are the traditional paths. They've gone into central banking. They found the employment in statistical offices, for instance, as economists. They've gone into the different various ministries, such as the Ministry of Finance, Ministry of Planning, Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Trade and Industry. So there are many types of economists depending on which field you want to specialize in. You have those traditional career paths. And of course, you have economists that, like myself, who go on to the academic path and exist within the university. These are just the traditional paths, and they are certainly not the only path that's available, depending on what you would like to specialize in. Locally, for instance, many of our economists may go on to private financial institutions, such as banking, commercial banking institutions, regulatory industries, for instance, such as the RIC, the Regulated Industries Commission, the Trinidad and Tobago Securities Exchange Commission. There are a number of different regulatory industries, regulated agencies that require economists to be able to analyze decisions that are being made. Energy companies, we have economy, there's a field called energy economics, and we have those going on. One career path is going to energy companies. I have a student right now who's employed at a natural gas company, and he's pursuing a PhD, for instance, in economics, alongside working at that energy company. And certainly we have, locally, again, we have many economists going into the private sector via consulting, or opening up companies themselves, being entrepreneurs, understanding the market and being entrepreneurs. Now, those are just some of the career paths locally, right? But there are within the region and internationally, we've had students that go on to those paths as well. Regionally, we have students that go on to other central banks. We have students that go on to the Inter-American Development Bank. We have students that go on to the Caribbean Developmental Bank, and then consulting at the regional level. Internationally, we have students that go on to the World Bank, the IMF, as well as other universities across the globe and energy agencies. So the idea of there's just one type of economist. If it's one message that you leave with me today, leave here with, is that there is no one type of economist. There are many different fields, and we here at St. Augustine, we have a number of different specialties depending on what you would like to pursue. I know my time is limited, but the last thought I would like to leave with you today is what is one of the things that we're most proud of within the economics department. And one of the things, apart from being able to offer such a wide experience, is that we have so many different opportunities for engagement beyond the classroom. Every year, for instance, we have the Conference on the Economy, which looks at what's happening locally to the local economy as well as the regional economies. And as a special feature, for instance, at that Conference of the Economy, where we attract a number of delegates from across the world, we have a special youth forum where our own students in classes get to exercise, to practice what they've been doing, and they present at that conference as well. But that's just one opportunity. We have the Economic Society, where you can engage with other students who are really excited about economics. There are youth forums as well, that where our students speak out on major issues that are affecting the region or the local economy. Sometimes we've also launched the Youth Budget Forum, and many of these youth activities, and we call it youth, but it's really for the students, for our students to be engaged in. Many of those are carried in the media, in newspapers, or sometimes in the news. So these are very important activities beyond the classroom that our students are involved in. So those are what students are involved in, but at the faculty level as well, there are a number of different types of seminars, post-budget reviews, a lot of different types of forums that take place that would bring our students and give them the experience, give them the exposure well beyond what we cover in the classroom. So I'm going to leave at that point, and I'm going to say thank you for listening. And I am looking forward to the questions that you may have at the end of the session.
Hi, I am Dana Sukdev, and I pursued an undergraduate degree in economics at the University of the West Indies, St. Augustine. My undergraduate experience has been nothing short of transformational and engaging on both a personal and academic level. The program allowed me to interact with lecturers who not only helped me to expand my knowledge in so many theoretical areas of economics, but also allowed me to gain a hands-on approach in dealing with real-life economic situations. From courses such as international trade to the economics of climate change and disaster risk management, the program offers a wide range of courses that allows upcoming economists to be able to dive into numerous aspects of the fields. Being a student within the economics department has also allowed me to enhance my confidence and leadership skills and presented me with numerous opportunities which I used to successfully jumpstart my career as a budding economist and in order for me to go out into the real world and become a game changer.
Thank you again to Dr. Dionanan and to the students who shared. And, I'm seeing a number of questions in the chat from future economists, and Dr. Dionanan, I'm sure that they appreciated what you shared about the broad outlook of a career in your field. And I can say for myself that I learned a lot as well. So as we progress, I mentioned earlier that in addition to the various postgraduate programs across the faculty, coming out of the Office of the Dean is the Master of Science program in Strategic Leadership and Management. And to speak more about this program, I now invite Ms. Lisa McDonald. Lisa, welcome.
Hello and good evening. Warm welcome to our future students. It is my absolute pleasure to speak this evening about the Masters in Strategic Leadership and Management. What I would like to say is this is an attractive and a relevant program. COVID-19 hit this world like a storm. And what it ensured is that it was not going to be business as usual anymore. If we are to move and to succeed in the world as it is, we need leadership, strategy, good management, and critical analysis skills. That is exactly what this program looks to create and engender and develop. When you hit this program from the very beginning, an assessment is done of your own leadership skills, and then you're given a whole host of tools and strategies and concepts to not only enhance your leadership skills, but also to enhance team dynamics. Then you're taken through strategic planning. How do you plan? How do you plan for a high performance environment? You're given change management frameworks. Alongside that, you're given management knowledge and management capabilities. We hit topics such as human resource management, what sort of laws cover industrial relations, how do you manage industrial relation disputes. We look at accounting, financial management, even MIS, how do we get a competitive advantage from technology. Alongside all of this, there's a whole lot of coursework. That coursework happens sometimes on an individual basis and on other times within a group scenario. So you're growing your interpersonal skills and your leadership skills as you go through that process. The coursework attached to the courses deal with case studies, real case scenarios, and that gives you the space in which to see how do I practically apply what I have learned. And the final element of it all is what we call the practicum, which is a research element that starts with a problem within your very own organization, gathering information about it, doing fieldwork, analysis, and then getting to how do I eliminate or minimize this particular problem. So as you can see, it's a very practical and learning experience. We attract people for this program from the public and the private sector. And what you really get out of going through this program is the ability to have upward career mobility. And if you come from a very technical background, it gives you that coverage in terms of what are techniques, strategies, etc. for leadership and management. So in terms of what you can do thereafter, the sky's the limit really. You can be employed in any sort of industry. You can be employed within the public sector. What students have told me having gone through this program is that they get jobs, they get promotions, they start their own businesses, and some even make their businesses larger. They grow their businesses. So this particular program is a wonderful opportunity, and I welcome your further questions. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Michael Andrew Valentine. I am a semester 3 student in the Master of Science program in Strategic Leadership and Management at the University of the West Indies. I am a senior leader in a multinational corporation, and I chose this program because I want real-world problem-solving skills to access the top leaders in industry, to learn from those who know more than I do, and to work with the most qualified and experienced lecturers. Because I want to stretch my leadership capacity, to explore my leadership style, and to learn what it takes to be a game changer. You can do the same. Build your confidence in your leadership, positively impact those you lead, earn a world-class qualification, and have fun doing it. I am pleased to be a part of this program. Come join me as tomorrow's game changers begin their journey. I hope to see you there.
Thank you so much, Ms. McDonald, and so students. So what I mentioned earlier that I completed this program last year, and I can assure all of you joining today of the support that is available. Ms. McDonald is a true gem and one of the many in this faculty who will be there to support you along this journey, whether it be at the undergraduate or at the postgraduate level. And so this evening, as we continue to share student voices, we have with us Ms. Kira Alexander, the faculty representative from the Guild of Students, which is the elected student leadership body here on campus. Ms. Alexander will share with you her student experience, as well as a bit more about the Guild and what it means to be an elected student representative. Kira, good evening.
Good evening, everyone. Welcome. My name is Kira Alexander, and I am a third-year student studying psychology, and I'm also the faculty representative for the Faculty of Social Sciences on the Guild of Students. Basically, my experience was very unique. When I began UE, I was very excited to come to school and go home. I did not want to be a part of anything. And by my second semester, I realized that I was missing out on a lot of opportunities, as the university offers a vast variety of events and clubs that are offered to us. So by second year, I said, okay, Kira, you're going to get more involved and see what the university has to offer and get a holistic experience. Because when you attend the UE, you must remember you are not just coming for an education, but to learn about the entire world, the entire different aspects and spheres that the faculty and the entire university offers us. What I love about social sciences is that we are students who are allowed to have a very diverse degree. I was allowed to venture off into courses such as gender, criminology, so my degree was very unique. Also, juggling guild and juggling your schoolwork, it can be challenging at times because as a student leader, you sometimes have to attend campus meetings, you sometimes have to voice opinions of the students, get solutions for some of the problems students face. So you may find at times that you may reach the class a little late, or you may have to go to a tutorial a little early and inform the lecturer that, you might have to step out. However, it is a great experience when you want to become a leader and a game changer. We, as the generation that will be taking over in time to come, we need to be diverse. We need to open our scope into the things that we are experiencing at university. We need to allow ourselves to touch different aspects of the faculty and of the university itself. The Guild offers a vast variety of events that you can come to. We have things like Guild Fest, we have seminars, we have a lot of things that, students would find interesting. Also the clubs, it's wonderful seeing how many clubs that we have on campus. There's a club for everything, so you might say that, there's nothing interesting for you, but there's always something that you can get involved in. Thank you.
My name is Jade Marks Sanyal, and I'm currently pursuing a degree in International Relations and Political Sciences via the Department of Political Sciences. The UWI has always held a special place in the heart of Caribbean development, and as a result, from a very young age, I've been compelled to be part of this historic institution. In 2 years of studying here at the UWI, I've learned the value of camaraderie, to be part of an academically active peer group for us to work together to ensure that we all come out on top. I've also learned the value of challenge, to challenge myself to do courses that I never thought I would enjoy or thrive in, and to challenge myself also to seek out-of-the-box ideas in improving learning and campus life. I've also learned the value of courage. It was the bedrock and is still the bedrock of my university experience. The courage to speak up on behalf of my other peers that might not be so outright with their views. The courage to be able to challenge ideas and theories, not just with my peers, but with my higher-ups. Camaraderie, challenge, and courage. The foundations for change. Indeed, the University of the West Indies is where tomorrow's game changers begin their journey.
So thank you to Kira and to Michael, of course, for sharing. And so participants, we have now come to the end of all of our presentations from the departments. And so I hope that these presentations have been both informational as well as insightful. And we are moving quickly along into our question and answer segment now. And I know that there have been a lot of questions, and I hope that we'll be able to address many of these. And so to assist me in this session, I am going to be calling on the Deputy Dean, Dr. Charlene Roach. And as we begin, what I would like to do, as we have also in this session, Mr. Nigel Bradshaw, who is from the Student Affairs Admission section. Nigel, would you just give us some quick reminders in terms of the deadline dates, submission of documents, and that part of the application process? Because I know we have limited time in terms of the deadlines. Would you share with us this evening just some key reminders for participants?
Okay, good evening, everyone. Nigel Bradshaw here, Student Recruitment Officer for Undergraduate Programs. Very happy to be able to hear all the wonderful news and items about the biggest faculty at the University of West Indies, the Social Sciences faculty. So Christina asked me to get directly into it, and I want to be able to share with you very briefly key information about the application process. It's ongoing. It will continue online until July 10th, 2020. That's just 2 weeks again. One more fortnight to get all your applications in. The good news about the fact that about the application is we've timed it. It takes about 20 minutes for you to do an application. If you just go to our website, you go into the admissions area in the blue box, tick on first time applicants, go to the application process, and thereafter click on how to apply. There are certain links that do come up. I want to share my screen right now to show you certain links that will come up. Okay. I guess I should just continue speaking because I'm not seeing the screen that I wanted to give to you. But basically, all that is necessary for you to remember is that when applying, you should want to look at the links on the page that comes up when you click on how to apply. The first link that comes up would give you the application guidelines. It takes just a few minutes to read. Once you've read the application guidelines, it's like the first time you're making a sandwich. You want someone to tell you what to do, get the bread, get the knife, get the butter, all right? This will tell you exactly what you need to do to be able to do your application successfully. Once you've looked at that link, the second link gives you the schematic of the 10 steps in the process to do the application, which are pretty simple. From the time it is, you access the university website at the page where you're able to enter your username and your personal identification number, things that you create for yourself. Everything else can finish in 15 minutes having read the application guidelines previously. So at the end of that, you will be prompted twice. The first prompt allows you to understand whatever is necessary for you to appreciate about utilizing your application portal thereafter, including printing the confirmation receipt. The confirmation receipt is very important because it is a declaration of what you have applied for at the West Indies, and it will be, you have to download it, complete it, sign it in your name and date it. Thereafter, an application receipt is also generated based on if you pay online or if you download the form that allows you to go to any Republic Bank branch and pay the TT $90 application processing fee. We have another document that will be sent to you at your email address having made the application. That document outlines exactly what you have to do to be able to send to us without visiting the campus. You can send to us all these documents, a confirmation receipt, the application processing fee receipt, and also to things like your birth certificate, your O-level certificate if it was at CSEC or GCSE, and any other advanced level certification that you have already received. For the Faculty of Social Sciences, we know there are a number of people that will be doing certificates and diplomas to qualify for direct access to their bachelor degrees. If you are at an institution like the UWI Open Campus or Roytech or another accredited institution, you'd want your administration at that institution to forward directly to us with the address information in the guidelines that you would have read previously, your transcript. That transcript will come directly from the administration of your institution to us at Student Affairs Admissions. No need for you to collect it and have to upload it to send it. Okay? So I know I'm going to be reminded that we have, since May 29, 2020, we have waived the application processing fee, right? I know I've seen Christine here getting ready to tell me, Nigel, you forget again, right? But no, we have waived the application processing fee. No longer do you need to pay the $90 application processing fee. So that is one document that's short of what you would have normally brought. No need to send us a receipt anymore for that, right? My email will go into the chat area for persons that want to get in contact with me for any more information about the application process, right? You will be able to address Dr. Roach, Dr. Basdeo, and others about everything associated with the transition from having applied to now awaiting your formal introduction to the University of West Indies. Preferably, you can send all your questions to me about the application process. I do wish that all of you that are present with us this evening that chose not to go to all the places that have reopened this weekend since we've entered phase 4 of the end of the lockdown. We're really very happy that you are here with us today, and we would love to be able to continue to assist you to become the stalwarts of the Faculty of Social Sciences in the very near future. Again, you could email me. All my emails are answered within 48 hours or less, right? And we look forward to assisting you in becoming great students at the University of West Indies. Do have a pleasant evening. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Nigel, for sharing and, of course, giving us the broader insights into the application process. And yet again, I want to reassure our prospective students that the support is available. So if you have any questions, Nigel has made himself available. And similarly, at the postgraduate level, you can also access the same support. And so as we continue, I am also seeing some questions that I actually would like to call on the Dean at this point. And so we're having some questions coming in about majors and minors. And so Dean, students are asking, when can they select minors? Can you take that question? Okay, I'm going to ask any of our other participants or panelists, just to clarify in terms of the selection of majors versus minors. Dr. Pacheco, are you able to take that question?
Sure, I'll take a shot at it. So let me first clarify what a major and a minor is for those who may not be familiar with those terms. So a major comprises 10 courses or 30 credits in a particular discipline, while a minor comprises 5 courses or 15 credits in a particular area of study. So it is possible for someone who is pursuing a major, which you would have signed up for instance, the major in management studies, to also, once you begin your second and third year of studies, to choose 5 courses in a sub-discipline. For instance, you might want to do a minor in tourism, or you may want to do a minor in accounting, and you group those courses together after receiving the necessary advice through academic advising. And once you have achieved those particular courses, then you are able when you are graduating to declare a minor in that particular area. So it is important when you are going through the degree program that you get academic advising, because it's important to have the prerequisites for all those minors that you may want to pursue. And then you have to have 5 courses to declare a minor in a particular area. And the courses must not overlap, meaning that you cannot declare a course twice for both your major and a minor. So you have to navigate and decide exactly what courses you're taking so that you can do the courses for your major and then you can do the courses for your minor. And upon graduation, you are then able to declare a minor.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for clarifying that, Dr. Pacheco. And as I mentioned earlier, there have been some questions in the chat asking about careers in economics. And so at this point, I actually want to go back to Dr. Dionanan to respond to this question. So from this prospect, he said, which MSc is better for me as a prospective student? Is it an MSc in economics or an MSc in financial economics?
Hi, very good question. We have lots of students who ask that, and my response is usually that it depends on what is it that you want to get into. Whatever advice that you get, it needs to be career focused. So if it is that you are a person who, for instance, are sure that you want to go into the private banking sector, or dealing not just with commercial banks, but stocks, bonds, trading, those kind of things, then the Masters in Financial Economics is the program for you. Now that's for the student or the person who says that who has some experience, perhaps is already working, or for whatever reason, but they feel that this is the field that they wanted to go into. That's a very specific master. The general master's degree, on the other hand, offers you the ability to focus in on a general array of courses. Many of the courses are actually shared. It's just the areas that are specific focus areas that are different. So there is overlap between the two, but a general master's degree allows you some time to figure out what area you might want to get into. At the end of the day, if you do get into the general master's program, you can still focus in on a financial related area, because one of the main components of the master's degree in economics is a thesis. You are required to engage, and we help you along that way to engage in a thesis. And the thesis that you choose is ideally should be in an area of economics that you would like to focus on. So you have that flexibility. If you choose that you want to go into financial economics or something financial, you still have that option with a general degree, but you have the flexibility of choosing other areas as well along the way. Many students spread it over 2 years, so there is some time to figure out the area that you would like to get into.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dionanan. And Dr. Roach, I know that you have another question.
Actually, yes, I have another question for Dr. Pacheco. Start with a general one. One of the students asked, how large are classes in the management studies?
So the class sizes range greatly in the department across the different disciplines as well as the different levels. So first year classes can be rather large because we have all the students gathered together for some of those classes. Those could be 200, 250 students. But as you go through the program and you become more specialized, the class sizes tend to drop, so that they may drop to, in some cases, 80 to 100 or slightly larger. So as I said, it's very variable depending on the level in the program, with the classes in the final year typically being much smaller because they're more specialized, as well as the different areas of focus. So you tend to find classes in marketing and human resource management may be somewhat larger than those perhaps in accounting or finance.
Wonderful, thank you, Dr. Pacheco. And we have a number of questions in terms of the the postgraduate programs. And so we want some clarification for the prospects in terms of the time of classes. And so, Dr. Roach, I'm not sure who may be able to take that question to expand on it in terms of are most of the master's programs during the day? Are they in the evening? What can we share with our prospects?
Yeah, I'd like Dr. Basdio to answer that question.
What I can say for the Department of Political Science is that our master's program is designed for working people. Also, you have full-time students, but the classes are set for the period between 5 o'clock and it will go up to 8 o'clock. So it caters for more of the working people, because when you look at the masters in the Department of Political Science, especially the masters in public sector management, you're going to find a lot of the persons would be career persons already working in some area or some aspect of the public service. So you will tend to find that. So I think if you look across the department, I can speak for maybe Dr. Descartes can speak for in the case of Department of Behavioral Sciences, and Dr. Pacheco spoke about the Department of Management Studies. But a lot of the masters, I think, will cater for classes after the working hours.
Thank you, Dr. Basdio. Our next question is actually on the field of social work. And one of our prospects is asking, do social workers have the opportunity to work in the family court? So Dr. Roach, who can take that question first?
Let's ask Dr. Charlan Budram.
Hello, good evening. I believe Dr. DeCary will answer that question on the chat, but just for the others. Yes, social workers actually have a great opportunity to practice within the court system. In fact, Mrs. Sharon Francis Gaines, who was spoken earlier, is actually employed in the judiciary in a senior position in the judiciary. We also have a number of social work students graduating and taking up positions within the children's court, within the family court, and as probation officers that and citizens. And within the probation service as well, there are also officers that work with social work qualifications.
Thank you very much, Dr. Budram. And I'm seeing a lot of questions as well from prospects asking about financing and scholarships and bursaries. And while unfortunately we do not have a representative here with us this evening, I want to encourage you to email our financial advisory services section, which is in the Division of Student Services and Development. And that email address is ugbursaries@sta.ue.edu. But I want to, of course, assure all of our prospects that we have over 350 scholarships and bursary opportunities available at the St. Augustine campus. And, you know, it really caters to students from all across Trinidad and Tobago, all across the region, and even internationally. And we also have the UE Development and Endowment Fund, which funnels a lot and funds a lot of our student bursaries. So many of you may have heard about the UE FET, and so that is one of the initiatives that we host annually to raise funds for student scholarships. So you can be assured that there are scholarship and bursary opportunities to help you fund your degree. And so moving along, I am seeing a question on the MSc and MPhil in criminology. And one of our participants is asking for the cost, an idea of the cost of the program. Dr. Roach, who can take that question?
Dr. Wendell Wallace.
Yes, good evening. I was just answering that question on the chat.
Okay. Sure, you go ahead. Thank you.
Yes, I was just answering that question on the chat to the students. The cost of the MSc in criminology and criminal justice is $24,000 per year, and the MPhil is approximately, if my memory serves me well, it's about approximately $3,000 per year. However, with GATE, the student will go through the means testing program. You know that GATE at one point in time would have covered half, but now it's the means test, and that would actually reduce the cost of the entire programs for the students.
Thank you so much, Dr. Wallace. And we have another question on the political philosophy course. And we have a prospect asking, what is that course like? Dr. Roach, who can take that question first?
The course itself is a level 1 course. There are two main courses students pursuing degrees in the Department of Political Science, whether it be international relations, political science, or public sector management. That course is a semester 2 course, Introduction to Political Philosophy and Analysis. That course is primarily designed to provide what we call the theoretical foundation on which Western political philosophy is actually based on, and whereby students will be exposed to the writings of such political thinkers going all the way back to the Greeks like Plato, Aristotle, Socrates, and moving up through the centuries. We will discuss persons like Machiavelli, whose ideas are primarily about how to use power, how to keep power, and to other thinkers who have shaped what we call modern liberalism, as John Locke, Thomas Hobbes, and also you'll explore the ideas relating to socialism and communism in the theory put forward by Karl Marx. So that course is more theoretical and political theory as compared to the semester 1 course, which is more a focus on political institutions. So you get to understand the workings of the executive, the legislature, the judiciary in the function of the state, and also some of the main authors on what we call West Indian political theory, which also falls into the second semester, understanding persons who would have contributed, like George Padmore of Jamaica, to understand persons in C.L.R. James as his political theory. And so the students will be exposed not only Western political theory, but also in relations to what have emerged in the West Indies.
Wonderful. Thank you, Dr. Badsdale. So I am also seeing a number of questions asking about the cost of other programs. And so I want to remind our participants too that there is the faculty fee booklet, which is actually available on the website. And I will ask our moderators to place the link in the chat so that you can access and see the breakdown. There's also the faculty booklet, which gives the detailed information about each program and the associated courses, as well as the fees. So those are two key resources that you can tap into to really get a detailed idea of what the cost of programs are like. Additionally, I'm seeing a number of questions asking about accommodation on halls. And so yes, we definitely have halls of residence, which you can apply to be on. And so our halls of residence include the Trinity Hall, Canada Hall, Freedom Hall, which some of you may have known as Milner Hall, as well as the Joyce Gibson Innes Hall, which is located at the Eric Williams Medical Sciences Complex. So that's specifically for medical sciences students. And we also have the Sir Arthur Lewis Hall of Residence, which is located just north of the campus. And so these are all options for you. Of course, you can be assured of, that rich hall life experience, which really aids your university experience as well. And so if you would like to learn more, you can email our hall manager, Mr. Kevin Snaggs, and his email address is, for the hall is uehalls@sta.u.edu. And so I'm also going to ask the moderators to put that information in the chat. And so we encourage you to reach out via email and you'll get all of the information that you need. So moving along to our other questions, we have some of our students, prospective students, are asking Kira to share more on what students can expect or look forward to in the first year. Kira, can you share with us?
Well, in the first year, we usually have Guildfest, and I believe we may have it, even though it might be in an online sphere. There's a lot of activities, a lot of hall concerts, club concerts. There is a lot of things to look forward to. You may see it in TV, on social media, when people go to university, and it's basically a lot of different activities happening. This is what we experience at the University of the West Indies. So we also have clubs such as the Island Association clubs. So we have the TTSA, we have it for Jamaica, Barbados, almost all of the islands. And basically, when you integrate yourself into these clubs, you'll make a lot of friends, a lot of bonds, which can also help you in the classroom and outside of the classroom.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Kira. And this is a question that I would like to throw to Mr. Bradshaw. Nigel, can you advise us in terms of the revised, there are some revised matriculation requirements for CAPE students. Can you just share some information about that?
Yeah, going online. Hi, Christina. Hi once again to everyone. Okay, so this year, the University of the West Indies has formalized the matriculation requirement that allows students to utilize in CAPE. We give consideration to students utilizing CAPE this year who have already completed the lower level matriculation of 5 CSEC passes, which would include math and English, the standardized arrangement for the entry into the Faculty of Social Sciences. Students, if they are doing a minimum of 2 CAPE subjects and have already completed 2 CAPE subjects at one unit or the other, either Unit 1 or Unit 2, they registered for either Unit 1 or Unit 2 this July, they would be entitled to receive an offer having made an application prior to doing the CAPE exam, prior to even starting the CAPE exam. And what it means is you don't have to have both CAPE units in, the results in, to be able to receive a formal offer to study at the University of West Indies. It's based on a predictive arrangement wherein the Board of Undergraduate Studies did consider the fact that the CAPE Unit 1, when written, normally predicts the types of scores that students will have entering into CAPE Unit 2. Now, if students feel a little bit nonplussed by that, please remember, final offers are made based on the accumulation of the grades both in Unit 1 and Unit 2. Also, 2 final offers are made based on the availability of space in specific programs. Please remember also too, the faculties, if it's the Faculty of Social Sciences or any other faculty, they have the opportunity to choose what students will enter based on an overall grade scheme, right? They have the right to choose which students will come in. If it is that there's a significantly large number of students in a program, they would utilize additional criteria for entering. But for now, grades 1, 2, 3, 4 in CAPE across two subjects being done at the 2-unit level, with students having accumulated 5 CSEC passes, including math and English, such students will be able to enjoy the opportunity to receive an offer having applied to the University of West Indies in the Faculty of Social Sciences and in other faculties.
Thank you so much, Nigel. And I hope that our participants were able to internalize that information. It is also available on our website. If you go to sta.ue.edu/apply, there is some specific information there for prospects, which touches on the revised matriculation requirements and some of the things to look out for. So thanks once again, Nigel. And at this point, Dr. Roach, I'm seeing a lot of questions about persons, wondering about this hybrid format. Specific programs going to be completely online. And so I actually want to throw it out for you to get some colleagues to share in terms of specific, let's say, master's programs like the Strategic Leadership and Management. Is that a course that's being contemplated in terms of being fully online? Are there any programs like that? Dr. Roach?
Thank you, Christine. So let's ask Lisa McDonald to talk a little bit about the Strategic Leadership Program and what they have in mind in regard to online hybrid. So Lisa.
Lisa, I'll just invite you to unmute. Thank you.
Okay, sorry about that. You're hearing me now. So yes, at this point in time, COVID-19 is a very dynamic situation. And what has been planned, I know specifically for this semester that's happening right now, is we are online. And for the first semester, which will be what students will be coming into in September, I understand that we're supposed to be online as well. Now, we are, given current situations and so forth, we are actively looking at putting this program fully online, so you can choose between a face-to-face or an online format of interacting with the material. And we may decide to bring this forward given what is happening with COVID-19. So, thank you.
Dr. Pacheco, there's also a question about whether the online, whether there's going to be an online platform for the MSc Management Studies. Could you make a comment on that as well?
Active consideration is being given to having as much of the material being delivered online. However, we haven't made any final decisions on what exactly the components are. So that is still something that we are formulating. Active discussions are being held. And by next month, we should have some decisions made as to how exactly we're going to format the various courses. As you can imagine, we are having to modify things considerably to cater for the social distancing and all the other implications of COVID. So decisions will be coming. We are in the process of making those decisions now, and by next month, we should have a much better idea of what exactly we're going to do online versus offline.
Thank you, Dr. Pacheco. And of course, we are coming to the end of our 2-hour session, and we've had the opportunity to engage with all of our participants. We've shared a lot of information, so we know that we've given you guys a lot to think about, but I hope that the session has really been insightful. I hope that it's been engaging. I hope that you've really gotten value out of this session, and so we want to thank you again for joining us. And as we bring this session to a close, I would like to invite the Dean, Dr. Cola Lewis Cameron, to just give us some brief closing remarks to wrap things up. Dean?
Yes, thank you, Christine. I just want to say to our prospective students and parents and other persons on the call that we really appreciate you taking the time out to spend the last 2 hours with us. And I am sure, as Christine indicated, you have a lot to think about. You have received sufficient information on the various programs, and just, you got a good feel, a good sense as to what the Faculty of Social Sciences is about. And this is really just a teaser, and we trust that you will continue to engage with us. We are here to answer your questions. We did receive a list of questions, so we will post responses to those as we go along in the relevant forum. And I just want to close by saying that we are here ready to partner with you in this stage of your journey. This is an important step that you have to make as you continue along in your academic path and pursuing a degree at the university, and particularly in the Faculty of Social Sciences, will definitely put you in a place where you can be a cut above the rest. And so we look forward to welcoming you in the faculty, and we look forward to holding your hand and partnering with you as you continue in your journey. So thank you very much for joining us, and I will hand back over to Christine.
Thank you so much, Dean. And to our participants, I really want to extend a special thank you to all of you who joined us this evening. As I mentioned earlier, you can look out for an email from us where we will share the recording from this evening and also direct you to some additional resources. And so as a reminder, if you're interested in learning about any of the other faculties here at the St. Augustine campus, we invite you to join us for the upcoming virtual open days that we have next week. On the agenda, we have 5 faculties. We're beginning with the Faculty of Food and Agriculture on Monday, the Faculty of Humanities and Education on Tuesday, the Faculty of Science and Technology on Wednesday, the Faculty of Medical Sciences on Thursday, and we round up our series of virtual open days with the Faculty of Law on Friday. And so all of these sessions take place at the same place online and same time, 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. And you can register for any of these sessions on our website at sta.ue.edu/virtual-open-day. So for all of us here at the St. Augustine campus, we look forward very much to welcoming you. We invite you to see what it's like to be UE. And so I'm Christine Nanton, Marketing Communications Manager here at the St. Augustine campus. And it's been my distinct pleasure to host you. Do enjoy the rest of your evening. Thank you.